Hello all, welcome to Synergita Talentcast. Today we have with us Mr. Yatin Pawar. Yatin lead the product marketing team at iMocha, an AI-powered digital skill assessment platform. Yatin absolutely enjoyed the varied roles and responsibilities of being a product marketer, which allows him to collaborate with all other teams, plan his initiatives, and make an impact by enabling sales, CS, and AM teams with the customer acquisition and product adaptation goals. So, in his previous role, Ethin was heavily involved in promoting the importance of setting goals using the OKR methodology, performance management, and continuous feedback. Apart from multiple blogs, Ethin have also created a comprehensive guide and email course for OKRs with department-wise examples. Trust me, it's still one of the biggest organic traffic sources. Also, in his spare time, he enjoys reading fiction, fantasy, and mythological novels. Currently, he's wrapping up Sapiens, a highly recommended read. Welcome, Ethan. Welcome to Synergita Talentcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Sure. Yeah. So, Ethan, I believe OKR concept is very powerful as it helps organizations focus on performance, right? So,
Right.
why OKR is deployed in your organization and how it helped your company evolve and thrive? Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So the company was actually involved in creating an OKR software, and with that in mind, it was mandatory that we first had that belief of OKRs in our own culture, and with everyone in the organization using it before we start propagating it to our customers or prospects, and even reaching out to us. So that was the whole idea behind it. Plus, of all the goal setting methods that are out there, OKRs has been a drive for growth in most of the Silicon Valley companies, and right from your Intel and Google to some of the
Yeah.
new age ones. And now there are so many companies following OKRs, it is difficult to give even examples. Uh, so that's why we considered that OKR should be a part of our culture, and that's how we started with working on it. And it has been very useful for us, right from professional and personal goals along with it, because it helped us align all the management's thinking to the junior most employee, and that way you could all go in one direction. So that has been a really good way to start using a methodology that we are asking our customers to use.
Yeah. So great. So while implementing OKRs in your organization, was there any specific challenges you faced and what are all the measures you took to overcome those challenges?
Okay, so the challenges were that the first and most important challenge is getting everyone on board. And
Yeah.
with that in mind, we had a few sessions. We ran through Google's videos. If you see, Google has a video by Rick Clow where he demonstrated the how to go about using OKRs. So everyone had to go through this video. And once having a basic understanding of how OKRs work, what we did was the management listed down their company goals as to what they plan to achieve and what is the goal for the next 1 year. And based on that, they asked us to create a few OKRs of our own based on our understanding of the methodology. It was okay if we could fail, because unless and until you fail, you don't know what's going to work,
Yeah.
what's going to not work, what's right, what's not right. So this is how we started. But the fun way of going about it was we did two things. Apart from professional goals, we also set up personal goals. So it could be anything from reduce your weight by X and Y kg, let's say 10 kg or something. And then in a week's time, we again met and started analyzing if the wording that we used for these goals is correct. So continuing on this example, one of us is a fitness freak, was a fitness freak. So what we did was he had said 10 kg weight needed to be reduced. So then we started to identify, if you say 10 kg, does it have to be your muscle weight, your fat weight? What should it exactly be? So then we started to narrow down on the term. So the right terminology for going about this was, I want to reduce my weight from 80 kg to 70 kg, with most of it being from muscle mass, and being getting to a BMI of 22% is to that specific statement. So that is how you could tell that okay, the people are getting a hang of these OKRs. And when you make it personal, you know that it's not about professionals. So people are going to be more involved in it, and it is actually going to help them get fit for in this case. So that's how you started to let's say, get an understanding of OKRs. Someone else had an OKR of I want to read 3 books in 1 month, and so how many pages it should be, how many pages per day you should be reading, is what we did that, and that is how for one whole month we did this exercise, and we could understand. Okay, so this is how you set OKRs, and that's the initial challenges that we addressed. Okay, now everyone is on board with OKRs. Now we can start moving to the professional goals. Now, for professional goals, what we did was, now the company goal was this XYZ. Let's say increase revenue by, or let's say market share by this much percentage. So every department had to work on its own goals. And in my case, let's say product marketing, I'm responsible for the website. For me, it was not about get X number of prospects on the website or increase page views by XYZ%. The actual metric in this case would have been increase the visitor to lead conversion ratio and then the lead to MQL conversion ratio by XYZ%. So the way of tracking this becomes very easy, and you can tie it back to revenue. Once you understand that, okay, not just about page view, increasing page view is actually contributing to the revenue. And once you contribute to the revenue, you start tying into the numbers, and you can understand that, okay, so the company goal is increase market share. So this is how much revenue you should be achieving, or this is the market that you should be capturing. That's how we started going about it. So the initial challenges are this, that everyone was not on board with it, as in not uh, understanding how to go about it. But with this simple exercise, everyone got to know how to go, how we should do it, and then started setting up the professional goals. And within 3 to 4 months, we were on track.
Great, great. So nice to know that it was very smart strategy to start with personal goals and then go to the professional goals and all. That was a very great idea actually. So what in your thoughts do you think when implementing OKRs, how to set the best cadence if the organization is still working with annual budgets?
Okay, so I take this in two separate ways. Now, setting cadence. What they suggest is that your annual company-wise goals should be annual, and the departmental individual goals should be okay. So that is tried and tested technique. So there is, unless you are in a very dynamic industry where everything changes on every few months, this is a good enough way to go about it. That is, set company goals for 1 year, follow it, maybe have a biannual check-in, and then you know whether you're on track or not. And for individual and department goals, a quarterly cadence is good enough. And especially for individuals, let's say someone who is just starting out or is not aware of OKRs, then have very short cadences, maybe monthly or twice a month, and then you will know that if they are on track or not. So that becomes very easy. Now, coming to the annual budget part, so in my case, we actually weren't tying that to our annual budget initiative, so that not every department has to work on it. We were a lean organization, and so there wasn't much of an issue with that. But as I understand is that what I've seen, read through and observed our customers is that annual budgets are here to stay, and unless and until there is something very drastic that needs to be changed, that needs to be acquired, the budgets won't be moved. And if you are on track, then I guess the budget, and if you're focused on well, then you will stick to that budget.
Yeah.
So it won't be much of a challenge unless, like I said, it's a very dynamic industry.
True. So in this remote working age where managers find it hard to keep employees engaged and productive, so do you think OKR could be a huge support if leveraged in a right way?
Okay, so again, I'll take 2 ways to answer this. The first and foremost thing is OKRs are not a magic pill, and irrespective of whether the manager is trying to get people to be productive or not, that depends on how the company culture is. I mean, even without OKRs, if you are working in office, if the culture is of, I'm not trying to be negative here, but if it is about micromanagement, then if it is an office or if it is a home, people are not going to be involved in your, let's say, your desire to be productive. They just get the bare minimum done, and that's it. So unless and until the culture is right, and you know the team is working together to contribute, then it will be really then it will make an impact. Then actually OKRs will help. And and then OKRs will actually complement this process, because now that you have everything clear, that what you want to achieve, what you don't want to achieve, what is the, let's say for 2 weeks, this is the goal that you had set up. Maybe just one activity I'm talking about, it won't be 2 weeks, but just one part of OKR, that is one KR that needs to be done and achieved in 2 weeks. This will help, because definitely being remote, the challenge is that you don't know exactly how much work has taken place, how much work has happened, or whatever the goals were set, whether they are being achieved or not. But OKR, due to the cadence of OKR, and that will definitely help understand, okay, so this is the gap that has been identified. And let's say if we were supposed to achieve 80% growth in this period, or complete 200 calls within this period, and only 100 are completed, okay, then there's something wrong. That's how we need to fix it. And then this is why culture and your OKR goal setting methodology will work together, and then it will help employees be more productive and contribute more to their goals and the organization subsequently.
Absolutely. Also, I think in the current situation, OKRs are much needed. So if the employees know the direction, no matter where they work from, they will keep moving forward. And I think that's the sole purpose of OKR, right? To keep you moving forward.
Right. And considering the dynamic nature that we are in, I've said the dynamic a lot, many times right now, but considering the situation that we are in, everything is changing at such a rapid pace that we need to be flexible. And OKR as a goal setting framework provides that flexibility to modify your goals based on your situation. So, just for an example, maybe if you are an HR and everything is changing. People need to come to office. People don't need to come to office. They need to manage their work from home. How should HR help with that? And so their goals will need to be very crisp and precise, and maybe change every few months, every few weeks. So OKR provides that flexibility. If I want to mention, let's say, management by objectives, so this would have been very rigid. But there are benefits of MBO, but it would have been very rigid. And for an HR, in this case, OKR would be much more helpful. So definitely yes, OKRs in this time is actually going to be a boon for the
Yeah.
government also.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yatin. That was a very insightful session. Thank you for being with us today. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I could share my experience of OKRs.
thank you. Thank you so much. So, with this, we are coming to the end of our podcast. Hope to join you soon again. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much.